Hey guys, I'm RiggyRob, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, last time we were able to sneak into Kuno's apartment and get the speed, and we were also able to meet Kuno's dad, although he wasn't very talkative. He just kind of muttered pig at us a couple of times. But yes, we've got the speed, although we haven't actually sniffed it yet. We talked to Kuno, and there seems to be a few problems with Kuno in his home life. The other thing is we are kind of locked out. We've had Gart suggest we should sleep in the trash container, and I haven't done that yet. But I did do it last time after finishing the stream, so I know what happens. And it's quite a funny thing, so I think I'll just show it off very quickly. Because
the trash containers.
If you don't know, there are multiple end states to this game, some of which are very unexpected, and this was one that I was not expecting. Time for bed, crawl inside.
The smell of rotten food rises up at you as you climb inside the trash container.
And he gives it a nice little tap on the side, and we'll just close the lid.
This is where you belong.
I truly am Hobocop.
Disgraced cop sleeps in trash. A deranged law official was found sleeping in a trash container behind the Whirling in Rags, a hostel cafeteria in Martinez. Gart, manager of the establishment, had this to say. He did ask for a free room, and I said no. I don't make the rules of the game. I just play my part.
So yeah, so it turns out sleeping in the trash container is so devastating to your own morale, it counts as an instant game over. So as it turns out, no, you can't sleep in the trash container to make time pass. So let's go ahead and reload that. I'm very glad I did that with a save beforehand, because I would have been annoyed if I'd had to redo talking to Kuno all over again, do the whole speed thing. But yeah, so, oh. Interesting. That's a weird bug. I noticed this before, actually. But yeah, you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, it says new game, quick save, load game, etc, etc. Let's try... No, I can't. See, this has prevented me from pressing the options button to open up this in the menu. That's very weird. I wonder if that's actually, like, consistent. Because that's the second time I've seen it. So that might actually be something that's repeatable. Alright, well, let's go ahead and solve that. So I just need to reset the game. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Just had a little interruption. Getting a phone call from your mum. Make sure you call your parents. So, where were we? We had just stepped inside to the trash container and found that gave us a game over. And in order for me to actually progress the game, I'm going to go ahead and sit on the park bench until Kitsuragi comes back. And then, once Kitsuragi's back, we can go and talk to Joyce and the Hardy Boys and whatever else we need to do. So we just got to wait a few in-game hours because unfortunately Gart does not let his room out for free.
It is the dead of night. Now is not the time for sitting, but for sleeping. It is time to find a bed.
I don't have a bed. Interesting. I thought I'd be able to sleep on the bench. Right. So where are the beds then? Can I break? Is it, now that it's past 2 AM, can I break into my own room in the hotel? Because there's no, well, no, Gart's still there. So Gart will still have the key. Everyone else is pretty much gone. You can knock on the door for Classier, but nothing's gonna happen.
The door is closed.
Try the handle.
Still, you should punch a fucking hole in it.
Oh, this is new. Suppress the urge.
The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. Your breathing normalizes. That's one lucky door.
Okay, Half-Light. A bit aggressive. Yep, that door's locked. And my room's locked. Okay, so I can't find a bed in the hotel. Or at least, hang on. Ooh, I was gonna say, the window is broken, so I wondered if I could try and climb in from the other side, but it's not even on the balcony itself. It's past the balcony. I mean, that's a fairly worthy trade-off, which is probably why they don't let you do it. You know, you trade some health to climb back into your room and then recover all your health because you went to sleep. Yeah, it doesn't seem right. Okay, so I don't know where there is a bed to sleep in. I really thought sleeping on this bench would be an idea.
It is.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't let you. Okay, well, in that case then, where would I find beds? I guess the closest thing to a bed I have would be with Cindy the Skull in the apartment, or above the apartment block, because she's kind of slumming it up as well. And I'm going to assume that there's nobody else around. I mean, for a cafeteria manager, God, it's working late. Yeah, so is Cindy still here? She is. So that might mean, oh, I guess an abandoned apartment would have a bed free. But there's nothing to interact with here.
What happened here?
You can't foreclose an apartment with a hole in the wall. This looks so sad. I guess you can't.
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Except the stuff in the fridge. There's always a little something in the fridge.
Indeed.
There's always a little something in the fridge. And yet, I can't interact with it. Okay, well, that was kind of pointless. Alright, well, I guess try the door? Nope, locked. So yeah, can I try this door? Oh, that's a bed. I mean, this room doesn't have a bed, so that makes sense. But this room definitely does. It's empty. Alright,
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
I can't remember if I already interacted with this. A communard lives in this room. Father Mazov, the hero of the working class. Whoever lives here needs to learn how the economy actually works. Razmazov was a mass murderer. There's nothing cool about keeping his bust on your nightstand. Salute!
A warm feeling fills you as you look into Marzov's marble eyes. The hallway behind the door is empty. No one else heard your courageous salute.
Okay, fine. There's definitely a bed to be able to interact with there. Does it have to be a bed that's not owned by anyone? Or is it just that they will always give you the option to sleep in the hotel room even if you can't pay?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I found some drugs in the coal room. Yours?
They just might be. Rough stuff. If you take the ride, you'd be wise to buckle your little pig belly up.
Her neurons must be on fire, the heat creating waves and ripples in all she sees. Above all, in her painting.
I healed some morale, and I gained 10 XP as well. Does it make you see everything all art-like? I like bumpy rides, know where I can get more. I'm gonna have to take you in, kid, for possession of drugs. I like bumpy rides, know where I can get some more.
We apologize, but we're currently not buying the entrapment you're selling. Please call again later. Thank you.
She smiles at her own joke.
If you're really interested, then I'm sorry. But I don't do anti-radiation drugs anymore, so I don't know where to get them.
Don't know, you don't do them anymore. Where did you get these then?
From a guy on Buggy Street, Porta Rosa. Go there after midnight, and you can get all kinds of funny things. Veterans of the People's Pile selling their stash.
Porta Rosa on Buggy Street. Where's that?
She immediately regrets telling you, but it's too late.
If I ask about the bed, does that let me sleep in it?
Ooh.
She does have eyes that seem
Okay.
to be smeared.
Shoot, Piggy. It's
Alright.
what you.
That'll do. Alright. So, go to the Man on Buggy Street, Porta Rosa, after midnight. So I wonder what the game did intend for you to do. Is it really a matter of go through all of the case files and pass time that way? Because there might just be enough case files and things to interact with in your inventory to pass time enough. Yeah, because the lock is down, I can't go anywhere near the church or the fisherman's shacks or anything like that. So I guess I'm kind of stuck here. Yeah. Alright, well, there's Sea Lang. Oh no, is Sea Lang gone? Sea Lang's gone. Okay. I thought I saw something to interact with, but I guess not. Also, to be fair, because it's 2 o'clock, everything should be shut. Or at least as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's a kind of a conundrum. How do I go to sleep without just falling asleep? Oh, there's something over there as well, actually. Butter sign down.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order.
Right. So it's not just the fact that the waterlock is open. What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets. It's an acquired taste.
Alright, let's try and reconstruct what happened.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
And it happened right behind Roy's shack.
These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the whirling rags.
Look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Look at the sloping metal roof panel.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
Look at the broken posts.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Look at the sign.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
So again, I was gonna heal some morale there, but I already filled up back to full. Okay, how recently?
Within the past 72 hours.
Within the last 3 days. Okay, look at the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
What was the model of this phantom vehicle?
There are 2 good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Why the Caprice 40?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
Why the Linear G22?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long.
Alright, what now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Alright, let's blink. Can I interact with the sign?
The crumpled Samaran butter.
No, not in the sense that I wanted to be able to cross. Okay, and then we look at this again.
A rusting control. This panel usually closes the water lock. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Alright, release the lever.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
There was indeed. So that means that someone is going to come at some point, well, today, really, to solve this. So, okay, well, I mean, even though we've not actually managed to make any actual progress, we've managed to heal our morale twice and we gained some XP, so I'm going to go ahead and make a save. Now that we've made a save, I'm going to see if we can try and negotiate with Gart about the room. I don't think he's going to let us, but we'll see.
Can I help you?
And also another thing.
Great. I love those.
Gart, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
I have a search warrant. Well, that's a lie. Maybe I am a cook. I'm really hungry. Again, he's not going to be convinced. There may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen.
He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with...
He changes his mind.
Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Okay. 1 p.m. So the phone line's dead.
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Is it true that there was foul play?
Who told you that?
Lena, I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable. Doesn't matter, I just want to know who you suspect. I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill.
Okay, so mysterious blue steel door.
Sure.
What's
no,
behind?
I don't have a... Awesome,
don't
boring...
care.
He's attempting to maintain an air of
I think you'd like
indifference.
to...
It's
let him
absolutely
get to pretend.
not. He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes it.
Alright, something
Yes.
else.
Got
Bill
the
for
20
tonight.
real.
Yeah, I got 20 real. Not yet.
And why are you wasting my time?
Need a
Do I have a-
It's
drink.
not a shaker.
Say
Am
nothing.
I...
Because he's not a bartender.
You're not a bartender?
That's right. I'm
Oh.
the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else?
I'm glad I got the XP.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Let's be aggressive.
Well, you're not getting it, asshole.
Damn.
Now, was there anything else you needed?
Nope, goodbye. Okay. I think I'm beginning to see why Roy remains open past 2 o'clock. And it's because if there is no way for me to sleep, then it's just going to be a game over. But I have the potential to sell some stuff to, you know, get money and pay for the bed. But before I do that, because I don't want to lose out on an item, because unfortunately we had to sell the nice steel rims on the motor carriage.
The woman is still hunched over the railing.
Kitsuragi.
Her head
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Nothing new, nothing new. So I do have some stuff I can sell. Mainly, I need 20 reals, so it'd be the dock worker shift card, maybe the rifle, but I think that's related to a task actually. Then, oh, we already used the shot put, didn't we? It would have to be the dock worker shift card plus a couple of other things, maybe. But I am not ready to lose out hope on this just yet.
Promising raise pupil returns. There is nothing fun. I cannot. Oh, don't be vulgar.
You keep telling yourself that.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Communism's pretty cool.
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases.
So yeah, the dialogue is exactly the same. It's just the context is different depending on what you said to him.
Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
It's true, I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel.
Rock and roll is moribund. Only Koikos listen to it anymore. There is no life left in it. My people abandoned it long ago. It leads only to neurodegenerative herpes and heroin overdoses. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
I don't really know who the Seminoles are. I've recently experienced head trauma.
I can see that. The Seminoles are the South Island of Ace, haplogroup A4A, the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. We are the future. That is all you need to know.
You were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pave.
So you did come from the islands?
No. I have heard about it on the radio.
Cool.
Yes.
This could have made him more open to discussing the race enigma with you.
Really? Okay. And again, we got 10 XP for that, so... I've been avoiding trying to sort of repeat conversations, but just with different answers at the end of it, just because that doesn't feel like how you naturally talk to people. But if I'm getting XP for it, I'm going to keep going. Maybe it's in the ledger, so I'll try the ledger stuff. But before we do that, let's go ahead and make